This week on Fox Sports West Television, Ronnie Kovach and the Fishing Ventures crew are at Mammoth Lakes, California. In this week's episode, angler educator Ronnie Kovach offers great tips and tutorials on how to catch these scrappy and good-eating rainbow trout. Also an interview with local trout fishery expert Tim Alpers and expert advice from Dennis Yamamoto with Owner Hooks. Mammoth describes the size of our mountains, the number of our lakes, and the expanse of our valleys, but also the number of possibilities for exploration, recreation, and reuniting with your family. Mountain biking, hiking, world-class golf, and the finest alpine skiing in the world. Mammoth Magic is next.
From Central America to Alaska and throughout the West, it's time for Fishing Ventures with Ronnie Kovach. World-renowned angler, educator, author, and lecturer, Ronnie Kovach has taught more than 50,000 anglers how to become more proficient at their favorite pastime. With conservation in mind, Ronnie Kovach's Fishing Ventures is dedicated to provide the avid sport fisherman with the where-to and how-to information to catch and release more fish.
Hi everybody and welcome to Fishing Ventures on Fox Sports West Television. This week, Ronnie Kovach and friends are fishing at Mammoth Lakes, California. This morning we are going to get started on Lake Mary. The town of Mammoth Lake sits at an altitude of 7,800 feet and the surrounding mountains rise to elevations exceeding 12,000 feet. It's a beautiful, clear morning on Lake Mary, and Ronnie Kovach, along with Dennis Yamamoto with Owner Hooks, are fishing for rainbow trout. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's exciting episode of Fishing Ventures Mammoth Magic. Right now, let's join angler educator Ronnie Kovach with a great tip that will help you catch more fish at Mammoth Lakes, California.
One of the more difficult challenges in any of the high elevation lakes is when the wind comes up. It's hard sometimes to anchor, stay in a stabilized spot. So what we'll do at times is to wind drift, and you can do that with a combination of live night crawlers, under a bobber, or use a small, clear, a water-filled bubble, and just slowly drag something like a wet fly, dry fly, or a nymph behind it. Wind drifting allows you to cover a lot of territory. You don't put up the hassles, of trying to keep the anchor stabilized. And most importantly, sometimes it really delivers some big rainbows and browns up here. Well, here's an example of that success with wind drifting, folks. Using a green woolly booger with a little plastic bobber, and fish just really whacked it.
Folks, if you're just now joining us, Ronnie Kovach and the Fishing Ventures crew are at Mammoth Lakes, California. This week's episode is entitled Mammoth Magic, and you can see why. So please stay with us.
Well, the fish are really suspended this morning, folks. It's a lot of rainbows, and Dennis right now was using one of his classic double rigs with typically a little piece of night crawler and then one of the power tubes.
What sets Mammoth Mountain apart is an 11,053-foot summit and over 3,500 acres of skiable terrain that includes heart-pumping steep chutes, wide-open bowls, and well-groomed trails. Ronnie Kovach and Mammoth Magic will be right back on Fox Sports West. Welcome back to Fishing Ventures and Mammoth Magic on Fox Sports West. Our first stop this morning is at Rick's Sports Center in Mammoth Lakes, California. Getting all dialed in with the right tackle is important when fishing for rainbow trout in these beautiful alpine lakes. Right now, let's join Ronnie Kovach and friends on Lake Mary for some excellent rainbow trout fishing.
Better one, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, this is a nice one.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I better use that.
Okay, yeah. Need a net.
Right.
Nice. Yeah, good. Very good. We're gonna probably need a net on this one here, David. That's pretty good here. Back reeling, see? This is old school here, folks. I'm back reeling on my little ever spinning reel. I like to just maintain control, mano y mano. That's what back reeling is about. Beautiful Alfred's trout, look at that. I think this one looks yeah, baby, look at that.
Beautiful.
Woo!
Folks, this week's episode of Fishing Ventures is entitled Mammoth Magic, and you can see why. There's a lot more bent rod action coming right up on Fox Sports West from Mammoth Lakes, California, so please stay with us. Mammoth Lakes is located in the Inyo National Forest and is surrounded by acres of forest and bordered by the Ansel Adams and John Muir wilderness areas. There's a lot more fishing action and family entertainment coming up on Fishing Ventures and Mammoth Magic. Ronnie Kovach will be right back to Mammoth Lakes, California on Fox Sports West. Now it looks like Dennis Yamamoto, using balanced equipment, has found a biter on beautiful Lake George and on an owner red mosquito hook.
Folks, if you fish anywhere in the western United States for rainbow trout, you've pretty much heard of the Alper strain. Tim Alpers, your trout really are the gold standard for rainbow trout. What makes the Alpers trout fishing, the Alpers trout strain, so special?
Well, Ronnie, I really appreciate that comment. I've worked very hard to establish that strain. What we have is a steelhead and rainbow cross. And what we do out at the Alpers Ranch is we try to bring the best of the genetics out through husbandry practices. And you know, it's been a lot of trial and error over the last 15 years, but I think we've got this thing down. And the goal out at our operation is to have a trout that's as close to a wild trout as possible in coloration, in fight, in the coloration of the meat,
critical.
the taste of the meat when the consumer wants to take it back down to wherever they're from in Southern California and prepare it as a food dish. So there's a lot of aspects that go into a trophy trout, and we're trying to get this nailed down.
Take it from me, folks, Ronnie Kovach, these Alpers trout, and I've caught enough of them, they really fight like a native rainbow trout. And if you want to get lots of Alpers trout and some of these really big boys here, Tim's planted some fish over 13 pounds in the Mammoth Lakes region because these Alper trout are waiting for you.
Folks, right now let's join Dennis Yamamoto with another good tip on trout fishing in Mammoth Lakes, California.
Today our guide Dave has been using a lot of our mosquito hooks rigged with power worms. The hot color he's been using is this red power worm. Just snip off a piece. Just rig it straight on your mosquito hook like that. We're using the red mosquito hooks here today. Matches the worm perfectly. And he's using a casting bubble ahead of it with about a 5-foot leader of fluorocarbon, 2-pound test. That 2-pound test seems to be working very well today, along with these sharp mosquito hooks.
Oh, nice hit. Oh, that moved.
The very best family recreation, including mountain biking, hiking, and world-class golf. It's all right here in Mammoth Lakes, California. Ronnie Kovach will be right back on Fox Sports West. For more information on Mammoth Lakes, California, visit online at visitmammoth.com. Ronnie Kovach's Fishing Ventures is produced by Danny Jackson Television Productions.